So whilst we had the book out, the Beck and Hickman 1930 book out, I thought I might just have a look at the wrenches, do a few more of these wrenches in this box of the collection that we had. And look at this one, a double bar coach wrench. This is it, isn't it? That is that. That is that, isn't it? Wow. Yeah. A double bar coach wrench. There's no markings on it. It is. This one is the 14-inch. Hold on. They are. This one is the. Yeah, they'd call that the 14-inch. 13 and a half. 14-inch. So we've got one there. Look. 14. Yeah. So, and that we can chase that back to 1930. Does it go older? I don't really know. I tell you what, it's heavy. It's heavy. It's not been banged about much. It hasn't had a very, to think that it's that age. It hasn't had much of a hard life next to some of the tools that we come across and the tools we pick up. It's in pretty good nick, that one is. And the other one, I'd like to think that this is older, because, you know, the older you go back in these books, the style of them, you know, that looked. It don't look more modern. That looks more modern than this one. You know, there was no need to put this on here, but they chose to put it on here. I'd say this one. Again, there's no markings on them, which is a bit of a pity. If you could go back in time and say, thou shalt mark them, put a date on them. But again, it's a right old age, isn't it? And it's a slightly less. It's probably a 12-inch, that one. Let's wind that one more or less right up. That one is that would be a 12-inch one, wouldn't it? Close the gap. Yeah. Still a few to go through, a few to find in the books, see what we can do with them, try and age them. Yeah, try and find them. But we've done 2 more spanners out of the collection, haven't we? Let's say this one's older, simply on the style of it. Yeah. But if this one can be chased back to 1930, how old would that one be? Wow. Interesting. Whilst we're here, and whilst we've got the book out, the 1930 book, one of my favourite, you know, I'm a bit of a box spanner loony. Look at this. What I like about this is, you know, here we are, still got the label, the box spanner. That is that set, isn't it? That is exactly that set, isn't it? You see. I thought these were spark plugs, but they're actually extensions. Yeah, they're little extensions, they are. These long ones. It's even got the little thing at the end. The little thing at the end, look. Yeah. It has the little screwdriver bit. See the screwdriver bit there on the very end? There's the little screwdriver bit on the very end. There we are, look, they're reliable. Yeah. So we can see this going back to the 1930s, probably further back. But it's one of my favourite. I like to show people this. This is you know, when I get a visitor, I like to look. I collect old tools. Yeah. What's your most? You know, you got a visitor and you want to impress them, or you want to say, look, this is the sort of thing that I collect. Is this, and we've got, and also, haven't we, in the very same except it's not the same make. Let's have a look. We've got one of those, haven't we? Which is, I'd like to suggest, is one of these. Yeah, let's give that a digging out. Give that a tug. Put that there. Oh, it's all going to fall to pieces now, isn't it? It's going to hit the deck. Pretty similar, isn't that? Different make, look. We'll try and find this. Yeah, the ferret. This is called the ferret. But again, it's lovely to find a picture of it. So here's a little film for Michael Stark. Yeah, Mr. Boom, I like to call him. You know, one of my subscribers. He said he'd seen an anvil. Here's the anvil. Actually, I use that more now for banging and tapping. So useful. If you just need a hard surface to bang onto, you know what I mean? Instead of making a look, Scout Crafter, do you want me to? Oh, that's an hydraulic one. That's not so very old. That's a wind-up jack. Here's another wind-up jack. I don't really know what to do with them. No, but again, that's a screw jack. Shall we give that a clean and get that working? That's a question. What's the name of that? Triangle shelling. It's a funny name on that one. What's this one? A Lake and Elliot Limited. Obviously a bit more modern, if it works, that one. Anyway, this anvil. And have you seen the price of anvils? It's crazy. For a chunk of metal to bash on, the back of this is broken. So how the hell can you damage one of these? Did it come from the factory and somebody bought it cheap like that? This is quite... It's quite rough. Hold on. Let me just... Wait there just a minute. Wait. Oh. You remember them wire brushes we got on holiday and on the car boots? Let's give that a bit of a rub-a-dub-dub. Just to show you how... Is this a failed one from the very beginning? And you know, they change hands, don't they? Yeah. But yeah, there is an anvil, and there's a bit missing. I don't know if the whole end has snapped off. Yeah, it looks like the whole back end snapped off somehow, or didn't get casted, because there's a beginning of a block, or there's a beginning of a hole there, look. So is this a failed casting, and someone's brought it home? Or is this a broken anvil? Let's pull that out and have a closer look. So, I'd say this is a failed casting. Look at the state of this up here, look. Look at that. This has been rescued from the factory. Or maybe come out the skip or something. Because if you look at the back of it, hold on. Wait there a minute. Let me just turn this towards the back. I don't think that's broken. No, I know that's broken. This was probably of a batch. There must be a big tub of the stuff and they pour, you know, several at a time, I would say. And this was the last one because what the hell is that hole there? It doesn't go all the way through. It doesn't go all the way through. There's a hole there, a cavity. See, a cavity there. This is well rounded. What is that? That's got to be a bad casting. Yeah, even if you wait there a minute, let's turn it a bit more. Hang on there. Look at this side as well. This side is. Oh. There's no name, there's no sign of a name. It's still heavy. Wow, it's heavy. It's a big heavy block. It's almost twisted. Right there, let me get it in a line. When you look at it, see, you see this? That's that's a bad. Oh, there's a hole here as well. But the thing is not square. Not square at all. So I'd suggest. I wouldn't say it's rotted in the ground. I'd say this was just a bad casting altogether. I wonder, it can't be a homemade one, can it? Can't be. You see, this goes off at that angle, and this comes and goes in. Yeah. It could be a homemade one. Doubt it. I think this is just come out the foundry. It was the last of the pour, so they must pour a batch of them, you know. They've done a whole big bucket and pour one, and this one has run out of material to finish the last one. This was like the grunt of the litter, I would say. Did it find itself from the scrap heap? Did the guy who was working on them say, "Can I have that one, boss?" Who knows? Who knows? But it's not, everything's twisted and out of skew. Yeah, it's not a good one. But for the surface to bang on, wow, you wouldn't, it does just great for banging on a surface. But like I say, I do it a lot lighter stuff, so I find this one I use more often. Worth picking up them before they disappear. If you just want a surface, a good solid surface to bang on. But yeah, it's there, it sits there. Have you seen the price of them? Oh, you'll pay 500 quid for an anvil these days. Obviously you wouldn't want to pay 500 quid for this one, but even so, they're worth a lot of money to replace. So, again, I was given it, I think. I was given it, or, you know, it's come to a good home. But yeah, you did spot the anvil. Did you have an anvil, he says? Yeah. So, Mr. Boom, you are right. You did see an anvil. And there was damage, would you call that? Or run out of material, would you call that? It's very funny down here, look. Yeah. It hasn't come out in one pour. That's not rot, is it? That's not rot. That's... It hasn't been in the ground. Oh, mind you, there's a chip off there as well, look. I don't think this has been in the ground and rotted. I think this was just the grunt of the litter, I'd say. Yeah, look, even that's... You'd never make damage like that on an anvil, would you? No, this is the runt of the litter. This was the end of the pour, and it was a bad one. And somebody's asked for it, or it's gone in the scrap, and somebody's rescued it from the melting, remelting of it. That's what I think. Anyway, what do you think? So, when you look from it from above here like this, look at it, it's well out of shape. Is somebody attempted to make a homemade one, do you think? Somehow? I don't know. It's well out of shape, but does the job. There's another hole here, look, there's a hole there. Is that an air pocket hole? I don't know, air wouldn't do that, would it? What's created that hole there? And there's also a hole underneath as well. There's something, something wrong with the mix. Something, maybe it wasn't hot enough, so it didn't flow properly. But I can't believe the twist that's in that. It almost looks like this has been put in and then poured on a perf, but there's no gap. I can't believe how twisted it is. But yeah, that's come off the scrap pile. Or do you think someone tried to make that? Even that's not right. Do you think somebody's That could be ware that makes that ware of use maybe. Unless somebody's attempted to make a homemade one. And is this a homemade one? Anyway, it's a good chunk of metal to be banging about on. So, I'd say this has come off off a military vehicle, I'd say. The colour it is. GWT. Oh, that's not Great Western Railway. C. Yeah, CWT 15. There's the pattern number. There's the name of it, look. 8414 Lake and Elliot Limited. I'd say that's come up. That's a military, maybe a Land Rover or something like that type of thing. A windy one. And this one, what was this one? This one is a Cabcraft has just cleaned one up lovely, hasn't he? I'm not into them tangly and shelly. Tangly and shelly. This one, black one. So, what's he got round here? What's it say there? Oh yeah, it says, how does that say it? Oh, it's a number. LJP, no, LJ2. What's that say? LJ263. That's probably off some sort of toolkit, truck toolkit or something when you bought that vehicle. That jack was in it, came part of its toolkit. Black one this is, yeah. Again, it's a screw. It's solid. Yeah. Tell me if you want me to look at this a bit more. Whoop. Yeah, anyway, that usually sits on there, my bin. So we're up to date now. Anybody ask me any questions, if you see something that's interesting you want to know about, just let me know, and I will indulge you and show you. Yeah. So I do intend to make you a film of the whole of the boxes. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. 68, one a minute. That's going to be a lot of filming. I've got to make myself a lot of space, so I will do it. I promise I will do a full tour for you. So when we next do a film of the collection that we acquired, we'll look at the monkeys and the sort of different styles and different handles. We've got some that came in that collection, and we also had our own collection here as well, didn't we? Monkeys. And you've got to get searching through the books, looking and searching and looking for the style, and like the perfect handle type style there. And these ones all seem to be very much of a muchness, except there's, you know, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and there's a opposite thread on that one. So why is that? What was that all about? So yeah, the next thing we'll have a look through the books. I'd say these are all much the same age. I'd say these are the older ones, looking at them, but if anybody knows, if anybody's got any information, say, oh, I've got one of them and I've researched it and it's A, B, C and D, just let me know, will you? Give me a hand and see if we can date them. There's no names. All the names have disappeared. There's a few faint on this one, very, very faint names on that one. But anyway, yeah, we'll work on the monkeys next. So here I am. We've been here before. 43,300. Look, if I promise to keep out of your way, will you promise to keep out of my way? You've got no choice. You get in my way, and if I can't stop, you're getting crushed. 43,300 kilograms. I'm allowed to go to 44, so, But can you imagine how much that is going 56 miles an hour up the road? Just keep out the way of these trucks, because you know that's a lot of momentum moving, isn't it? It's a lot of weight on the move, and you stupid cars keep cutting us up and dodging around us. You're risking your life. We're way ahead of you. I wouldn't feel a thing. I might feel a bit guilty, but if you cut up in front of me or steal my gap, my life-giving gap, I'll just, you know, my camera, that's why I run a dash cam, come in here and get squashed, and I can show that I was doing the best that I could do, and you idiots come along and get in front of me, dead. You can't make mistakes like that. So keep away from me, and I'll promise to keep away from you.